Ron Jackson. I'm a creative director here at Huge, and I'm actually from LA.
My name is Sam Weston. I'm the Director of Communications here at Huge, and I'm originally from New Zealand.
Well, so this is the one thing about working at Huge. It's Dumbo, and the lunch options are awful, like beyond awful. Like, so if there's one thing that anybody could do is open up a burrito spot in Dumbo, $1 million idea. So like, I eat the same sandwich pretty much every day. Like, there's not a whole lot of options. It kind of sucks. I think I like to mix it up, but just probably jeans and a button-up shirt, sometimes a t-shirt, depending on the weather. The one thing that I work on Target's track of work, and they're a business formal client. So when I travel to Minneapolis, I wear a suit and I look slightly business professional. It's kind of different. I mean, it's like one of those things where on a summer Friday, I'm going to leave if I can at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and get out. But, you know, most of the time, you know, 7:30 maybe. You know, I don't think anyone here starts super early, but somewhere between probably 7 and 8. How do I get to work? So I take a boat to work, and that is kind of regulates when I can leave. And you know, if I miss the last boat, I have to take a car home. So I'll try to take the last boat home, which is basically 8 o'clock. But, you know, projects determine those things. So sometimes you're here way late. Sometimes, you know what, you can skate out early because you had a presentation the day before or earlier that day.
I take a collection of trains. The best part about working in Brooklyn is not working in Manhattan. And the worst part about working in Brooklyn is not working in Manhattan. So I have to take 2 trains to get here, which is actually not so bad compared to, you know, some people. I take the one to the A, and it's about 45 minutes. Some people, you know, actually the truth is that most people that work at Huge work in Brooklyn. Live in Brooklyn, so it's actually very convenient for them to get to work. You know.
I think it's a people. I mean, working on fun projects. I think it's you know, working with great people, though. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody that's here is here to do good work, which goes in a portfolio, which allows them to, you know, do things that everyone else wants to do, is make more money and be promoted and those kind of things. But like, it's doing that good work, and I think it's the reason why everyone's here. You know, it's you know, whether it's, you know, you get stuck doing every type of project in kind of a digital agency, so banner ads, you do, you know, obviously websites, but then, you know, we're doing a lot of mobile stuff, we're doing a lot of digital in-store things, a lot of different type of work. And so even from the mundane stuff of banner ads, like, it's how do we make the best banner ad possible? I mean, I think it's got to be Aaron, right? So if I mean, so that's our CEO, you know, and he's a passionate guy that it would be fun to be, just to be Aaron in a meeting and kind of say whatever.
Well, the favorite place is not really, you know, it doesn't really come into play. The best place to grab coffee here is Starbucks. And Dumbo's kind of interesting. You know, when we first moved into the neighborhood back in the day, you know, Dumbo was a place where we actually had to provide security to female employees walking, you know, to the train at night. You know, and now there's a Starbucks across the street, which is really a sort of an indicator of how the neighborhood has changed. So Huge is a very work hard, play hard company. People work very hard, and, you know, we like to go out drinking. Actually, a lot of the people here, the project managers on their teams, spend a lot of time actually coordinating fun events for the groups. So sometimes people will go out paintballing or go-kart racing. I think the UX group took a hot air balloon ride at some point. So, which I think, you know, makes me a little bit nervous, but.
I think the culture is, what's the right word I'd use to describe it? I think it's just a bunch of people that want to create great things. So it's a weird, the culture's kind of flat in that way. So like you get a bunch of people in a room and you talk about, whatever it is that you're making, and everyone just wants to make the best thing. The one thing that I think we do at Huge is always err on the side of the user or customer, and always put each other in those shoes and say, like, what would be the best thing that we want to have, and everyone kind of sits in a room and yells and passionately argues about it. But I think the thing that's fun is that at the end of the day, everyone's like, yeah, I think that's the best thing possible, let's go make that.
Huge is a very flat environment, and it's very important to who we are and what we do and how we work. It's very egalitarian. People don't really care a lot about what your title is, or even what your experience is. All they're really focused on is what you bring to the table in a meeting. And so it's an interesting readjustment actually for a lot of people who come in from other agency settings, because your title's not going to buy you a lot of respect here. It's really about how passionate you are about the client, how passionate you are about creating something that's useful for users, and about producing something that's really amazing.
I think just be passionate about making cool stuff. I mean, I think that I go through a lot of portfolios and things like that, and the one thing that you can see is when people take pride in their work, whether it's like the craft or the concept or whatever it is, we just want to make sure that when you're, it's just like, we're not just putting things out there to put them out there. We want to put things out with a purpose.